I stood at the edge of the sidewalk, the leather on my shoes scraping against the slick pavement as I watched the movers load the final pieces of my life into her Mercedes. She didn't look back. She never did. Divorce papers left on the kitchen counter. No explanation. No conversation. And then the final message, "You're leaving." I'm taking it all. Everything. My fingers trembled not from fear, not from sorrow, but from a slow, simmering, controlled fury. I headed straight for the bank. Old instincts, old routines. My mother had given me a card years ago, for emergencies, she'd said. Strange how the smallest forgotten gifts become lifelines when betrayal hits hardest. The banker's eyes widened as soon as he scanned the card. His face drained. "Sir, please, look at this." I turned toward the screen. My breath stalled. Numbers, impossible, staggering numbers, filled the display. Funds untouched for years, untouched by me. Tens of millions. Mine. A secret my mother had safeguarded. A fortress I never knew I had until I needed it most. A cold, razor-sharp smile crept across my face. My mother had always taught me patience. Always taught me to wait. I met her at a gallery event. She was bright, magnetic ambition wrapped in charm and laughter. I was young, unseasoned, enchanted. She pulled me into her world. I trusted her. Believed in us. Believed in her. Trust was a currency I handed out freely. She spent it like it was endless. Years later, the cracks surfaced: late-night work calls, cancelled plans, odd charges on her card. At first, I made excuses. Blamed myself. Until I found the message on her tablet. A confession hidden inside casual conversation. Her betrayal, sharp and unmistakable. Shock was a luxury I couldn't indulge. I swallowed the anger. The world doesn't pause for your pain. But strategy is born from heartbreak. So I observed quietly, like a shadow. I gathered documents, reviewed contracts, memorized her schedule. I paid attention to whispers about her deals, her partners, her friends who assumed I knew nothing. I let her dismiss me, underestimate me. All I needed was time and precision. I never revealed a thing. I smiled. I nodded. I attended her events, laughed at her stories, all while assembling my quiet, invisible plan. The first domino fell with her signature on a property transfer. The second, a clause in her will she'd overlooked. Every legal step subtle, flawless. She never noticed. I didn't want chaos. I wanted refinement. I wanted inevitability. I watched her empire crumble without saying a word. Deals collapsed. Banks froze her accounts. Friends paused before calling back. Invitations disappeared. Every small disruption to her perfect facade was part of a dance only I knew the rhythm to. And then came the day I stepped into her penthouse, dressed like the man she believed she had broken. She laughed at first, startled. Then tension split the air like a crack in glass. "Funny to see you here," she murmured, voice shaking. I handed her the documents: ownership transfers, legal confirmations, and the bank's verification. Her hands began to tremble. I waited. The truth washed over her in slow, brutal waves. I didn't have to speak. Her empire, her control, the illusion of power she clung to, it all belonged to me now. I let her absorb the numbers, the signatures, the shifting balance of everything she once claimed. I let her understand she had never won, not once, and never would. She had discarded me thinking I was nothing. But I had been everything, silent, unseen, gathering strength. I stepped out of her penthouse. City lights rippled through the puddles along the street. My phone buzzed, a message from an old friend. "Are you okay?" I smiled. Not a bitter smirk. Not a triumphant grin. A calm, steady relief, justice, reclamation. I hadn't lost anything that mattered. I had gained everything she tried to take. Her betrayal lit the spark. My patience, my mind, and my mother's hidden preparation carried the fire. And she would wake every morning with a loss she never believed possible. I walked away free. Once the ghost she overlooked, now the storm she couldn't withstand. After the divorce, after the deceit, After the silence, I won without making a sound. Revenge was never about spectacle. It was about accuracy. And I delivered it flawlessly.